Frederick Rolfe, better known as Baron Corvo, was a notorious British writer of whose life we have already talked about in detail in episode 59. Stories Toto Told Me is one of Rose's first prose works, if not his first, though it may have been preceded by the anonymous and incredibly rare The Attack on St. Winifred's Well, or Holywell Gone Mad. Published in 1898 by John Lane, publisher of the famed Yellow Book magazine, it recounts stories supposedly told to Rolfe by Toto, a local Italian peasant youth and Rolfe's servant. The book never explains the origin of Rolfe's acquaintance with Toto and simply begins in media res as if we should just know who Toto is. Notably, as the ending note of the book itself suggests, there aren't just the stories present in this volume which are accountable to Toto. There are in fact a group of at least 24 to 26 more which Rolfe later collected and published in a rather massive 400-plus page collection. However, I have not yet read that edition. Regardless, I will be providing links to both, so you may read not only Stories Toto Told Me, but also In His Own Image, the aforementioned collection which I've accidentally forgotten to name just now. The following 6 stories are somewhat farcical, sometimes grim, and oftentimes sardonic, all narrated by Toto's own somewhat boisterous voice. About San Pietro and San Paolo narrates a dispute between 2 saints, one a complainer and one a thief, and how their dispute ended in a supernatural curse being laid upon them which is to the benefit of neither party. About the lilies of San Luigi relates the naivete of a saint newly arrived in heaven, and how it was shattered when 2 young yet very old saints decided to show him exactly where the lilies came from for his altars on his feast day. A caprice of a cherubim deals with a group of cherubim, obviously, who wish to find a playmate, so the Lord has a demon lifted from hell whom he proceeds to torture horribly before the cherubim decide they've tired of it. In About Beata Beatrice and the Mama of San Pietro, Toto brings his beloved Beatrice, disguised as a boy, to live with Rolfe and Toto at Rolfe's Italian home, and tells the story of St. Peter's vile shrewish mother, as sort of an illustration for how terrible and wicked Beatrice's mother really is, and why she needs to come and live with them. About the heresy of Fra Serafico, meanwhile, narrates how once a priest, a very famous priest, got accused of heresy by a Jesuit, and of the trial in heaven he received while asleep, which aims to find out exactly from whom and on what authority he acquired certain heretical words he had used in his last sermon. Finally, about one way in which Christians love one another, deals with the Jesuit and the Cappuccini orders, along with a sick woman and how the cause of their sickness ended up being buried. These stories, though they deal with saints for the most part, are not didactic fables, but fun, ironic, sometimes bloody little tales which warrant definite attention.